Let's say we have the graph here of f of x equals 2 to the x. This is an exponential graph, and we want to do a transformation with this graph. So if you look at the transformation form of the graph, it has a negative out front here, which means that that graph that you see here in red would be reflected across the y-axis. So what we're going to have to do is reflect the graph that we have here, our pre-image, across the x-axis. And that's going to involve changing every y value to its opposite. So whatever your y value is on your graph, and we talked about in the previous slides about certain points on the graph of an exponential function, but you can take any of those points and simply just change the y value to its opposite so that you can reflect it across the x-axis. So when we do so, it's going to look like so. Notice that graph was reflected across the x-axis. Now lastly, we want to find the domain of our transformed function. So the domain of any exponential functions, again, recall, is going to be from negative infinity to positive infinity, because it's going to extend to infinity in both directions because it has arrows on both ends. As far as the range, now this one has been flipped, so the range is going to be a little different. You still have that asymptote at y equals 0. So this graph is going to extend where? So if you said it extends from right here at 0, and then it's going to go forever down to negative infinity, that's correct. And so the way we would write it, you would write it from least to greatest. That would be from negative infinity all the way up to 0 and stop. And use parentheses because it does not include 0, and then all infinity should be also closed with a parentheses. And there you have it, transformation of an exponential function.